So we're just going to call these phoenixes, and then turns the palms down and back and drive the shoulders down. Good. Up. Peel the shoulders down, palms down and back, all the way down. One more. Up. Lifting, and then rotate all the way through. Drive the shoulders down and back. Very nice, very nice. Shake the shoulders out just a little bit. So we're going to do that T-spine opener, okay? So open up the arms, and then peeling the shoulders back as much as you can. The scapula's back. You're going to start to rotate. Bring one hand and hover it behind the neck. The other hover behind the lower back. Get that strong hover. Now press up against your neck and lower back with some intensity here. 2, 1, go back to the hover arms. And then keep your elbows and shoulders peeling back like that and start to switch to the other side. Maintaining that hover, okay? So you want to make sure that the scaps are always going to be activated here. Good, and now press up against your skull and posture back into your hands so that you have resistance going in both directions. Good, back to your hover. Hold, back to center. One more on each side, but with some more intensity now, okay? So bring that hover above the neck and lower back with some more intensity here. 2, 1. Now press up against it with some more intensity. 2, 1. Back to your hover. Really peeling those elbows back, okay? This is really going to be like, I mean, the more you do this, the better it's going to be. You're going to feel a burn in your traps and your rhomboids when you're doing this. That's how you know you're doing it right. Hover, hover. 2, 1. And press up against the neck and lower back. 3, 2, 1. Final hover. Tee them out, keeping that hover. Nice, shake them off. Good. So you should be feeling it in your traps. You should be feeling it in your rhomboids, okay? Now, we're just going to do some figure eights to open up that neck. So you're going to lead with the crown of your skull, then the ear and chin follow, like you're trying to brush your chin up against your shoulder. But don't shrug your shoulder up towards your chin. It's not about actually making the contact. It's about drawing the pattern and weaving the pattern with your neck, okay? A few more here. Good, now reverse the direction. So the chin's going to lead, ear and crown follow. Almost there. And you're going to hear little noises. Your neck's going to make some noises when you're going through these movements. It's totally normal. Just try to check in with your body and make sure you're not leaving that pain-free range of motion. Good, now look all the way up. Back to center. And now what you're going to do is you're going to try to extend your neck up as high as you can. And then allow that chin to tuck. Good, come back to center and try to extend your neck. So try to make your neck, literally try to make your leg longer, like telescoping your neck out. Good, and now kink the neck to one side and your arm is going to spider walk off to the other side. Back to center, telescope the neck, try to get it as long as possible, and then gently turn it to the other side, and that same side hand is going to walk. Back to center. Good, nice. All right, so we're going to play with, like I told you, we're going to focus a little bit more on shadow boxing, but we are going to do a little bit of calisthenics, a little bit of core, and some jiu-jitsu movements, okay? So let's go ahead and just get on the ground and start with some core and some jiu-jitsu movements, right? So the first one that we're going to do is going to be laying down on our backs, and we're going to do some windshield wipers, right? So you're going to lay down on your back, you zip your feet together, your hands are going to be on the ground, okay? And try to keep your legs fairly straight, and then you're just going to windshield wipe the legs side to side, all right? In 3, 2, 1, begin. Nice. So when you're going up, try to go fast, and then once you pass the midline, you try to slow down that momentum. So you're generating a lot of force and momentum, a lot of inertia, and then you're trying to stop it. Good. And you can use those elbows so that you can get that counter rotation. So you're driving the elbow into the ground. And what that's going to do is it's going to give you a good anchor point so you can really torque your hips. Nice. Halfway through the set. And remember to breathe here, okay? Super important. Good. Tap the feet down. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Stay on the ground. Okay, we're going to do some penguin crunches. 3, 2, 1. Lift your shoulder blades off of the ground and start reaching for your toes. Okay, I actually don't really care about making contact with your heels here. You just have to do an active reach for the toes. Making sure that you keep some good space between your chin and chest. Okay, you don't actually want to be making contact with your chin and chest. That chin tuck is going to increase the strain and the stress in your neck. So you want to point your nose to the ceiling. And again, I like to imagine that I have a softball between my chin and chest, so I can't tuck my chin. And really just try to get that strong lateral bend, that lateral flexion, that side bend, whatever the heck you want to call it, where you're really trying to feel that end range burn. You'll feel the contraction when you really reach for the toes. That's the contraction that you want to get, okay? Just by getting your shoulder blades off the ground, you're going to feel a slight contraction in your abs, like your upper abdomen, but we're going for some lateral burns. So you want to feel the burn on the side body. Almost there. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Lay down on your back. Very nice. We're going to go back to those windshield wipers, and then we're going to do those penguin crunches one more time, okay? So zip the feet together, get those legs up, and begin. Now, I really want you to shoot your legs up, and then try to stop them from hitting the ground. And try to make it so that there's no space between your ankles, okay? You want to drive your feet together, grounding your pelvic floor, so that you're activating more core muscles. It also helps to not cheat, because if you start to spread your legs, your glutes are going to help you in this movement, and we're not trying to work the glutes right now. Good. Up fast, down slow. Almost there. Good. 10 seconds. Whew. 5 seconds. 4, 3. Good, good, good. Almost. And time. Drop the feet. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Expand your belly out through your mouth. Good. Come up. Penguin crunches. Again, really reaching for your toes. You're not using the shoulders to reach for the toes. You're using your abs to get a strong side bend. You're using your abs to keep your shoulder blades off the ground. But you're not using your shoulder blades, okay? You want to actually try to have good posture. As weird as it sounds, but try not to like round forward too much here. Good, almost there. You're more than halfway through the set. Almost there. 15 seconds. Keep the shoulder blades off the ground. Point your nose to the ceiling. Keep the space between your chin and your chest. Reach for your toes. Deep side bends. Don't reach with the shoulders. 3, 2, 1. And time. Good. Lay down for a second. Deep breath in. Exhale. Sit up. One more deep breath in. Exhale. Get out into a traditional plank. All right? So we're going to do these for extended time. You're going to press the ground away. Go ahead and start into your plank. Pressing the ground away, cobra hooding the spine, okay? We're going to, from here, add a variation where we're going to march. Then from there, we're going to tap the feet outside the side. Then from there, we're going to go mountain climbers. And then we're going to add all of them together. 3, 2, 1, and march. So the legs are going up, keeping the legs straight, keeping the core active, driving the ground away with your forearms so that you keep the cobra hooded spine. Good. Keep working. Get the leg up. Try to get that glute contraction here. And then you're trying to destabilize the core structure by lifting up onto one leg. Good. We're going to transition to tapping in 10 seconds. So the legs are going to go out to the sides. If you want to make it more difficult, don't let your toes hit the ground. 3, 2, 1. And get the legs out to the side. So you're going to feel this in your glutes, but you're also going to feel this in your side body. Make sure you're breathing here. Pressing the ground away. Almost done with this set. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. And time. Okay, sit back, take a deep breath. And exhale. So from here, we're going to go back into that plank, but you're going to bring your knees straight up to your elbows. Make sure you're actually making contact, knees to elbows. One more deep breath in. Exhale and go ahead and fall into that plank. And begin bringing those knees up to the elbows. Then you need to make contact with the tricep or the elbow, depending on what you can reach there. Not letting the toe hit the ground when you are reaching. So you can kind of do a little side body bend here, little hip swivel to try to get your knee closer. And every time you bring your weight forward, you actually have to use your shoulders to push yourself back. It's nice. Almost there. Yeah, 10 seconds. And time. Sit back, deep breath. And exhale. That's a good one. One more deep breath in. And exhale. Good. So we're going to go into those Turkish get-ups or those technical stand-ups, okay? But when you do these, I want you to throw a couple of punches when you're standing, okay? So we're here in this defensive shuffle position, butterfly guard position, whatever it is you want to call it, okay? You're going to kick your leg forward. When you do, you bridge your hips up, all right? Once I bridge the hips up, I keep my hips up, I chamber the knee, swivel back, my knee taps the ground, hands come up and immediately start to block, okay? I lunge, step, punch, punch. Then block, chamber through, bridge to finish, and you switch to the other side, all right? So we're going to alternate back and forth, side to side when you do this. 3, 2, 1, and begin. So you kick the leg through, bridge up, keep the hips up, chamber, and then when you stand up, you throw your punches, keep the hand out, maintain distance, the hand goes back to the ground, you kick through, sit, switch, all right? So that's what you're going to be doing. Making sure that you're keeping that distance, and I want you to actually visualize making contact with somebody here, and you actually have to keep them away from you. Active bridging every single time you kick that leg through. All right? Making sure you have one hand out. That's your distance gauge. That's how you know how close that person is to you. Nice. So this is an exercise that's called the Turkish get-up, but it's also called a technical stand-up in some circles, like jiu-jitsu circles. Time. Excellent. Now we're going to do a forward technical stand-up, okay? I like to do these and I like to load that leg. So you're going to push to stand. My hand is here, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to push somebody in front of me. That's going to start to develop some momentum, and I can drive my hips over that laying down leg. I'm going to load my standing leg, and I'm going to try to stand up. So I keep this sitting foot glued to my bum, and I try to stand up, step, punch, step, punch. And then from there, you're just going to lower that knee, chamber the foot, and sit, and then you go to the other side. In 3, 2, 1, begin. Push, try to stand up on one leg, step and punch, and then lunge yourself down, chamber the foot, and go to the other side. Good. When that leg stands up, the other one's going to press down on the ground, and you make your punches. Making sure you keep good form when you throw these punches, okay? No chicken wings with the elbows. Good. I like to exhale with every punch, okay? I like to exhale as I squat up, and exhale with every one of my punches. Good. You're more than halfway through the set. Good, almost there. And time. Very good. Couple of deep breaths, okay? Making sure you're breathing in through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. One more deep breath in through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. As you do that, you're going to go into your tabletop position here, okay? So from your tabletop, what I want you to do is you're going to actually touch your toes, okay? So I'm going to bring my toes together and open up my knees, all right? So this is like, we're going to swivel the hips through, but you're going to kick the leg through as well, okay? So when I do this, I'm going to lift my knees up, and I'm going to pivot on the balls of my feet. I swivel my hips through, and I kick. Once I kick, I'm going to bridge up. I come back down, rechamber, pivot, plant the other hand, and I kick through. When I kick through, I want you to bridge up and then come back down, okay? Just so that we get a little bit extra work in with each repetition. In 3, 2, 1, begin. Tuck those toes, lift the knees, you kick through, you bridge up, come back to center, kick through, bridge up. Always pivoting on the balls of your feet here. And my other hand, I like to keep it close to my face. Good. Making sure that you're bridging up at every single rep. Almost there, halfway through the set. Good. As you keep going with the drill, you get better and better towards the end of the set. And then it becomes muscle memory. 10 seconds. Nice. 5 seconds. And time. Tap the knees down. Sit back, deep breath. And exhale. One more deep breath in. And exhale. We're going to up level that movement, okay? So instead of coming back to center, what you're going to do is you're going to kick over and then swivel all the way through, pivot all the way through. I'm going to show you how to do that, okay? You have to make sure that you're keeping your foot planted and spread on the mat so that you're not bending and crushing your toes in each movement. So I'm going to show you. I'm here. I'm going to lift the knees. I kick through. When I bridge, I'm actually going to pivot on that straightened leg. My other hand plants. I kick through. Now I'm going to the other side. I bridge. I pivot, start to turn the hips, I plant my outside arm, and I kick through. So you're just alternating side to side now instead of going back to center and kicking through. Deep breath in. Exhale, find that tabletop. One more deep breath in. And begin. So you're kicking through, pivoting all the way across, plant the other hand. That bridge really helps when you do that. When you do this bridge, it's going to help you to pivot over that leg. So once you pivot, you just swing right through that space like a pendulum. Swing right through. You're going from the outside edge of the foot to the ball of your foot to the inside edge of the foot. Once you brace, you just kick up and through. Good, you're more than halfway through the set. 15 seconds. Good, 10 seconds. Almost there. 5. Good, time, very nice. I love that drill. Super dynamic, super flowy, very, very challenging. It's like a full body workout. So, that's it for the jiu-jitsu drills. Let's stand up. We're gonna do some shadow boxing, okay? I'm gonna add a couple of rounds. So the first round, the focus is gonna be on moving around that central point and attaching punches to steps. So when I move around my central point, when I move forward, I'm stepping forward with my lead, which in my case is the left, right? My left leg. So I step forward with the left. When I make contact, I'm going to rotate the shoulders and I snap that jab up. My right leg then meets the center stance, right? Now if I step back, boom, when I make contact with my right leg, I'm going to rotate that right shoulder forward and snap out the hand. Then my left leg is going to come back to meet the right. And when I say it meets the right, I'm just meaning I'm coming back into my fighting stance. I'm never actually putting my feet together like this, okay? So when I step to my lead, so if I step laterally out to the left here, I'm going to pivot and I throw a hook. If I step out to my right, I'm going to pivot and throw an uppercut, okay? So my central point is going to be right here. I'm going to mark it with this. You want something to mark it with? Sure. I don't want to roll this too fast. Really? Okay. Knock the cat out. Yeah, I know, right? So I'm going to mark it with this right over here, right? And everything I do is going to be based off of this reference point, okay? My toe, my lead toe, always has to point towards this reference point at all times, okay? So I'm going to be here. Actually, I could just use my phone, I guess. Yeah, I'll just do that. That's a lot easier. So we're going to step forward with the jab, step back with the cross, step left with the hook, step right with the uppercut, okay? That's all it's going to be. I'm going to cue you for the first few movements, and then you're going to be on your own, okay? So that's going to be the first round in 3, 2, 1. And begin. Get your hands up, elbows in. So when you step forward, you snap that jab. You can do it twice. Double jab, bang. You step back, you snap the cross. Stepping back, snap the cross. Go forward again, snap your jab. Now step to your left, pivot and throw your hook. Do that a couple of times. Every single time you step, pivot, throw your hook. Make sure that your hips are going into it. Push. Making sure that you're throwing the hips into that punch. When you throw that hook, the elbow has to follow in line with the wrist. Otherwise, it's a slap. Now you're going to step to the right, pivot, throw the uppercut. Step to the right, pivot, throw your uppercut. Right, pivot, uppercut. Good. Throw that a couple more times so that you can get used to throwing it. Now, when you wind up for your uppercut, you don't really want your hand to drop down below your chest, okay? It's okay for it to separate from your jaw a little bit. It's realistic. But you don't actually want it to drop down too much. Good, good. Now jab and cross. Again, so forward with the jab. Forward with the jab. Back with the cross. You're going to go left with the hook. Lead hook. Turning those hips when you do it like you're swinging a baseball bat. And then you're going to go right and uppercut. Again, when you throw this uppercut, it's like you're swinging a baseball bat. You throw your hips into it. And don't wind up and drop that hand down below your chest. Good. Now you start doubling up. Okay, so you step forward, jab, cross. You step back, cross, jab. So forward and back is just straight punches. Okay. Stepping forward, jab, cross. Step back, cross, jab. Good. Now, if you step to your right, bang, it's uppercut, hook. If you step to your left, it's still that hook, but it's going to follow with the uppercut, okay? So lateral movements, you're throwing hooks and uppercuts. Forward and back, you're throwing straights. Now just play around. Step left, hook, uppercut. Nice. Do that a couple of times. Good. Stepping left, pivot, hook uppercuts. Now go to the right and throw the uppercut hook. Keep working, keep working, keep working. Forward jab cross, back cross jab, left hook uppercut, and then right uppercut hook. Turning those hips, breathing out every time. Stepping forward, jab cross, stepping back, cross jab. Step to your left, hook uppercut. Step to your right, uppercut hook. Just making sure those hands are pretty high. Good. Now start to add. Just take a right step, uppercut hook, take a back step, cross, jab. And then take a left step, hook uppercut, take a forward step, jab cross. You see what I'm saying? So you're adding these steps in. So you're trying to just chain them together. Good. Nice. Okay, now let's get on that jump rope. On the jump rope, active rest, okay? Making sure you're visualizing that rope. You don't want to visualize the rope hitting your toes or slapping them against your butt. You just want to get over that rope every single time. Good. So we got the punches warmed up and you're moving around that back, right? Or you're around your opponent. Next, we're going to start to play around with some elbows, okay? So you're going to throw punches and step in towards your opponent. Then you're going to throw elbows and then you're going to pivot out. So we throw punches, move forward to close the distance. You throw your elbows and then you step laterally so you get the heck out of the way. Because you don't want to stay in front of your opponent, right? 10 seconds left. First, we're going to throw a jab cross, hook, then you're going to throw 2 uppercuts of your choice. Any 2 uppercuts. And let's go. So stepping forward, jab cross hook, any uppercut. Any elbow. Jab cross hook, I throw a couple of elbows. And then I get out of the way. Good, step forward, jab, cross, hook, throw some elbows. And then pivot out, okay? Remember, when you guys throw your elbows, you can throw rising elbows, hammer elbows, straight elbows, or you could chicken wing your elbow in, where you open it up and clap your elbow into your opponent, okay? So go ahead, jab, cross, hook, close that distance, throw some elbows, and then get out of the way. Pivot, step out. Step in, jab, cross, hook, throw some elbows, and then pivot out, step out. Jab, cross, hook, elbow, elbow, get out of the way. Good, making sure you're getting out of the way every single time, okay? So those punches close the distance. That sets you up for your elbows, and then get the hell out of the way. Get out of the way. Jab, cross, hook. Remember, straight elbows, rising elbows, hammer elbows, and then clapping elbows, right? Or you chicken wing to get in, closing that elbow in. Same thing stands with elbows as with punches. So when you throw your elbows, you're rotating those hips, making sure you rotate the hips. There's no power in any of these if you don't turn your hips. Good, get out of the way after every single one of these flurries. Nice, nice. Make sure that you're switching it up, okay? So you're not throwing the exact same elbows after every single combo. The jab cross hook is just to set it up. But if you want to play around with that too, play around with it. Throw a jab and then an uppercut hook. Throw a jab cross uppercut. Excellent. Let's get back on that jump rope. So now what you're going to do, making sure, remember, you have to move around that point of reference constantly. Okay, I don't want you to be static here. But what we're going to do next is we're going to add knees. Okay, so you're going to play around with throwing just a couple of straight punches, then throw some elbows. From there, I want you to imagine being in a clinch where you're squeezing your opponent's skull with your hands, and then you're going to throw a knee into the solar plex, into the ribs, or into the jaw, all right? 10 more seconds on the rope here. Go left leg only for 10 seconds. Yeah, I see that. I saw you mess up between left and right there, Kristen. We'll remember that forever. And switch to the other side of the leg now. Good. We just want to get those legs a little bit more tired, a little more working. And alternating left and right leg. Nice. Okay, guys, get back on that bag. Straight punches to elbows to finish with the knee. Let's go. Straight punches, jab, cross. Throw some straight elbows, reach out, blast the knee through. Then check to return. Always check to return and then pivot out, okay? So close the distance. Jab, cross, or cross, jab, doesn't matter. You throw a couple of elbows here. From the elbows, the hand reaches out, clinch, okay? Then drive the hips through. From driving the hips through, you chamber check, return, and pivot out, all right? Good. Making sure. I like to check my kicks when I'm coming back. When you throw those knees, lead with the hips. If you're comfortable switching your stance, go ahead. But, again, what's more important here is good form. If your lead foot isn't strong, don't go ahead and go to your weak stance yet, all right? You got to learn all the rules before you can break them. Good. Making sure you pivot out after every single one of these. Straight punches to close the distance for elbows. Then clinch and throw a knee. Good. Very nice. Pivoting out every time. Good. Make sure you pivot out every time. Checking to return. Nice. Keep going. Straight punches. Throw those elbows. Any elbow you want. And then drive through with the knee. Check back to return. Very nice. Okay, let's get back on that jump rope. Wonderful. Now, we're going to warm up those kicks. Okay, so all I want, very, very simple. You're going to throw a punch combo just to set up for a hard kick. Okay? Straight punches to straight kicks, and then go for roundhouse kicks when you throw that combo. In 3, 2, 1, begin. So straight punch, straight kick, right? You throw a jab, bam, throw a teep. Good. And then angle out. Throw a cross, throw a teep, and then angle out, getting out of the way. You can throw a couple of straight punches, and then a straight kick. Couple of straight punches, straight kick, and then you return. Returning to your stance. Making sure that your hips are driving, okay? You really want to stomp through. Drive through, stomp through. Good. Start to play around with that straight punch combo. You can throw a couple of different combos. Yeah, pivoting out every time, all right? Make sure you pivot out. Nice. Still just straight punches and straight kicks. Just to get those warmed up. Always returning to that base. Keeping those hands up, all right? I have the bad habit of dropping my hands when I throw straight kicks. Try not to do that. Be better. Almost there. Nice. Make sure you're pivoting around that point of reference. Really focus on rotating those shoulders, keeping the chin tucked, and having good balance here. Not crossing the feet. Nice. Good job, guys. Good job. Now get back on your jump rope. Now we're going to throw combos and roundhouse kicks, okay? When you throw your roundhouse kick, I want you to follow through, but don't spin. I don't want you to throw it like this. Don't do it like this. That's not what I want. Follow through, ending in like a karate stance where you still face your opponent and you can still fight. And then, if anything, you're just switching stance, right? But you follow through, land, check the kick, and return to your strong stance. Okay? 3, 2, 1. Begin. Let's go. Jab, cross, hook, and then throw that kick. Check to return. Pivot out. Pivot out after every single one of your combos. So you can throw whatever punch combo you want, but make sure it's a punch combo. Don't throw elbows yet, okay? Throw that kick, check, and return. After every single combination you throw, I want you to pivot around that point of reference so that you get in the habit of moving after every one of your attacks so that you're not just staying static. Make sure every time, move, get out of the way. Good, keeping those hands up. Super important to make sure you're keeping that shield up. And then check that kick to return. Good. Pivoting around your point of reference. Nice work. Keep it up. I like to throw jab, cross, hook, uppercut, and a switch kick too. That's a really fun combo. Jab, cross, hook, roundhouse. It's a super basic combination, but it's one that's really good to have in your wheelhouse. Remember, move out of the way after you throw those. Good. You can play around with being upright with your spine when you throw these kicks. Or if you want to get them up a little bit higher, you can kick that spine to the side. And then come back. Good. Everybody's going to have a different level of flexibility. Good. Okay, get back on that jump rope. Woo-wee! Back on that jump rope, guys. Good, a couple more rounds, okay? So now, what you're going to do is you're going to play around with adding a knee, okay? So, I want you to, what we're going to do is we're going to close the distance, right? Throw a punch and a kick combo, then throw an elbow and a knee combo, all right? So, punch and kick, followed by elbow, knee. Now, when you do this, you're going to throw your punch and kick, and you're going to get out of the way a little bit. Create an angle so that you can move out of the way while staying close to your opponent. And then you're going to throw an elbow and a knee. This only works if you actually get the hell out of the way. So you're going to throw your punch, you're going to throw a hard kick. When you bring that leg back, get the heck out of the way, throw an elbow and the knee. All right? Really doesn't matter what you throw right now, as long as you kind of follow those base rules. 3, 2, 1, begin. Punches, bam, throw your kick, check, return, get out of the way. Throw the elbows, throw your knees. Check, return, get out of the way. From the top, punches to kicks, come back, get out of the way, elbows and knees. Return, get out of the way. Always checking when you return. Get in the habit of being prepared to get hit with something whenever you throw something. So I throw my jab, my cross, my hook. I throw this kick. I'm going to check and return, and I get out of the way. I created my angle. Throw a couple of elbows. Throw a couple of knees. Check back. I get out of the way. Move around a little bit. Be light on your feet. I threw my punch. I threw my kick. I come back. I get out of the way, creating my angle. Elbow, elbow, elbow. Oosh. Smash the knee through. Get out of the way. Making sure you get in the habit. Moving your body out of the way. I threw my kick. I check. I step. I pivot. Elbow, elbow. Grasp the skull. Smash the knee through. Check. Return. Pivot out. Getting out of the way every time. Always making sure that that lead foot is facing your point of reference. Nice, guys. Keep going. Good. Push, push. Good. Very good. Almost done. Try to stay close to your point of reference so that you're not too far away. You can't reach with elbows and knees if you're far. Jab, cross, hook. I throw my roundhouse, bang. I return, pivot out of the way, straight elbow, rise, hammer, smash the knee through, return, pivot out of the way. Move around. Do it again. Jab, cross, throw your kick, come back, get out of the way, elbows, smash the knee through, and come back. Good, let's go. Get back on that jump rope. You got one more round for me. I know you do. Ooh, good. So jump rope on the left leg only. Up, did you mix it up again there? I think you did. It's okay. Ooh. And right leg only. Now you're going to line yourself up with your point of reference. Okay? Go back to the left leg and then jump left to right over that point of reference, side to side, making sure you're actually clearing it. So you don't want to drag the toes. And switch. Very good. Good, back into your fighting stance. Now, what you're going to do is, all you're going to do is add a defensive movement with your punches. So, you're going to move your head side to side, then throw your punches, throw your kicks, come back, get out of the way. So, before you throw anything, I want you to move your skull side to side. Don't bend over too much, okay? You're bending the knees, and you're just going to move off-center. So if there's a punch coming straight towards you, you're just going to move out of the way of the trajectory of that punch just a little bit by a few degrees, okay? Making it a little bit more difficult, and really, really focus on that technique. So begin. You're here, you move your head a little bit, throw your punches, throw the kick. Come back, pivot out, move your head, and then throw the elbow. And then smash the knee through, and always check to return and pivot out. Before I throw my punches, I move my head. Move your skull. Throw your punches. Throw your kick. Check return. Pivot out of the way. Move your head. Then throw your elbows. And then smash the knee through. Come back to center. Pivot out. Good. Move your head. Throw your punches. Throw that kick. Check return. Pivot out. Move your head. Throw your elbows. Throw the knee. Check return. Pivot out. Move your head. Throw your punches. Throw the kick. Check return. Pivot out. Move your head. Throw the elbows. Throw the knee. Check return. Pivot out. Move your head a little bit. Throw your straight punches. Throw your hooks. Throw the kick. Check return. Pivot out every time after your flurry. Move the skull, make sure your hands are covering up your face. You move the skull, and throw those elbows. Then, wind up, throw the knee, check return, pivot out. Making sure you're ducking those punches. You can do a little snap back too if you want. Then throw. Check return, pivot out. Move the skull, elbows, knees, pivot out. Nice, nice. Again, move the skull. Throw punches. Throw the kick. Check, return, pivot out. Move your skull. Duck, snap back, elbows. Smash the knee through. Check, return, pivot out. Nice, almost done. Making sure you're moving your head in between every single one of these. Get into the habit of moving your skull. Get in the habit of pivoting out after you throw your strikes. Good. And time. Oh, nice. That was fun. Very, very nice, Kristen. Very, very nice. So, we're just trying to make it so that you're getting into the habit of moving around. Lead foot always pointed towards your opponent. Always rotating your shoulders. Making sure you're moving your head. It's a lot. It's really a lot. But if you practice it while you're shadow boxing, you'd be surprised. It just kind of becomes second nature. And you're going to look like you're dodging punches against somebody, but you're not consciously dodging. You're just always moving. If you're always moving, the likelihood of you getting hit, it just drops. But if you stay in one place, the chance of you getting hit are very, very high because it's easy to hit a stationary object. Let's just stretch out just a little bit, okay? So you can shut your mic off, on. What we're going to do is we're going to spread the legs open just a little bit, okay? We're going to stretch out the QL. So extend the spine, so telescope the spine out. From here, as you exhale, you're just going to melt into one side. The elbow's going to go on the inside of the knee. And press your elbow and knee up against each other so you can open up your chest. And then from here, your arm is just going to go up. If you have the range of motion, you can reach. But if you don't, just shrug. When you shrug, you're already going to feel it. You'll feel it in your side body. And as you exhale, just let your body weight bring yourself down. But keep your chest open. One more deep breath in here. Exhale and start to close the chest toward the ground. Good. One more deep breath here. And exhale, melt. On the inhale, rise. And exhale here. Very good. And then breathe in and reach up. Extend. Exhale, melt the elbow into the inside of the knee. Press up against the knee so that you can open up your chest. Good, then you can start to reach up. Okay, cat. Now on your exhales, you can start to melt into your stretch, keeping the chest opened and just going further into your lateral bend. Reaching, and you shrug the shoulder up and you reach with your fingers. You'll actually feel it in your lower back. One more deep breath in. As you exhale, now you can start to let that chest roll toward the ground and reach for that toe. Inhale and exhale once, melt. On the next inhale, come up to the middle. Skull up, extend the spine. Good. Now what you're going to do is you're going to lay down on your back. You're going to heel toe the knees open and just windshield wipe the knee, or heel toe the feet open, sorry. And then windshield wipe the knees side to side. Try to keep the shoulders on the ground, but if they come up a little bit, it's okay. You're not trying to actually touch your knees to the ground here. You're just trying to get that lower body to twist. There, baby. Now heel toe the feet back towards the middle. Good. Hook the left leg over the right ankle. You're going to reach through the rabbit hole and around the shin. And just pull your leg in towards your chest. Breathe in here. One more deep breath in. And exhale. Now switch feet. Reach. And breathe. Couple more inhales. And exhale. Last deep breath in. Exhale, release everything. Very nice, very, very nice. Kristen, thank you. Excellent work. Excellent, excellent work.
So much.
So yeah, we added a few extra rounds there, but the whole thing, like when you're doing those strikes, it's just like, it is a lot. It's a lot of stuff at once, but you just, when you shadow box, you really do have to visualize that somebody's there as well. So you have to kind of follow the rules. Like you can't just hit somebody and not get hit back. So you need to move out of the way. And then another really bad habit that a lot of us get is keeping your head in one spot when you're throwing a flurry. So if you get used to like moving your head out of the way and just kind of always moving the skull a little bit, that's going to help you a lot. Where it becomes a problem is if you move your skull the exact same way every time. well, then you're going to be easily read. Somebody's going to throw a feint because they know your head's going to move to the left, and then you're going to circle under, and they know where you're going to pop up, right? It becomes really, really easy. It's like, think about it like this, right? If you play whack-a-mole, it's really easy to win the game if you know that the mole is going to pop up on that hole all the way on the right every single time. It's just going to come up there. If you know that it's going to pop up there, then you're just going to wait for that to happen, and you'll be ready for it. But if it's on a hard level of whack-a-mole, the mole's coming up, and you can't guess where it's going because it's random. So you do kind of want to get into a habit of just moving your head wherever, instead of being like a little robot and becoming really, really easy to read. Move your skull around, be creative with it. Move your feet around so that you're circling around your opponent, around your point of reference at all times. But that was good, though. You did good.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was really good.
One other thing.